Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. We saw the term Mahamantra and Thakur having taken the refreshments, women bowing down, all the Brahmo devotees accompanying Sri Ramakrishna to the carriage, horse carriage, and that started moving towards Dakshineshwar. The day ended. Subsequent Sunday, April 9th, 1882, Sri Ramakrishna was seated with his devotees in the drawing room of Ramakrishna Mukherjee's house in Calcutta. It was between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Since Colonel Vishwanath lived in that neighborhood, the master intended to visit him before going to Keshav at the Lily Cottage. A number of neighbors and other friends of Ramakrishna had been invited to meet Sri Ramakrishna. They were all eager to hear his words. Sri Ramakrishna was seated with his devotees in the drawing room of Ramakrishna Mukherjee's house in Calcutta. Ramakrishna Mukherjee is one of the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, and these belong to those Sri Ramakrishna comes from a small unrecognized village, Kamarpukur. Now it has taken the world name. But in those days, somewhere in a corner of India, in Bengal, one small village it is. And Sri Ramakrishna is almost unknown to the world, illiterate in all respects, is not tuned to the modern times of those days. Yet, these people who are highly educated and in top positions in the world, the cream of the society, are at his feet. Ramakrishna Mukherjee, he was a high government official. It was British government, and for an Indian to occupy that high position in government services is something notable. Means they have to be at that standard, world standard. And he is there as humble devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. He was little fat, and master used to call him Fat Brahmin. So that is about him. And he could not, as far as I remember, he could not get child. He had no children by his first wife. So with her permission and at her request, he gets married for the second time and gets a son. He used to study Vedanta, the Vinayakananda of Vedas, and keep the awareness, I am Brahman and the world is Maya. Sri Ramakrishna is to again and again repeatedly tell, he used to consider this whole universe all things in duality as Maya, illusory vision. God alone is real, Brahman alone is real, and I am that. That kind of book knowledge he had. He had faith in that. But he was devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna used to again and again tell, when his presence is there, he will come to the Dvaitic conversation and tell, you see, the people of Kali Yuga are Annagata pranis. That is, they sustain their life by food, eating. The life is maintained at different times, at different levels. If bone is there, life continues to exist in one time. If mind is there, like that, various levels of if that is nourished, life continues to. But in Kali Yuga, it is flesh, body, bodily existence. So if the bodily existence is there, so you are intensely body in Kali Yuga. In earlier, it will be emotional, it will be heart will be predominant. In another time, it will be intellect. Still other pure spiritual existence. So, at the Kali Yuga, Sri Ramakrishna is to Kali Yuga, Annagata pranis, human life is totally dependent on the food. So, your body, and again to tell, I am Atman. For Kali Yuga, it is Naradiya Bhakti Sutra. The Narada propounds bhakti, love of God, and Sri Ramakrishna used to say that bhakti is the essence and easiest and the safe path and sure path is bhakti. You need not take the responsibility on your own shoulders. God will take your responsibility. Love God, surrender to Him, and before the life ends, you will be in the other realm, the realm beyond of the Lord. You enter into eternal life. So you are safe in the hands of God when you transcend, when you hold on to bhakti. This especially, specifically, he used to tell this to Pranakrishna. We will see later on the same subject coming again sometime later. But it is in his house that Sri Ramakrishna is there. But total acceptance of Sri Ramakrishna, heartily, a true devotee, total acceptance. But to understand God has come to his door in that form is not yet awakened in him. That vision has not come. God has to give. For all of us, God has to give us the vision, the knowledge, the view to understand what God is. Otherwise we can't. Even secrets of nature, we can't know unless nature reveals it to us. So spiritual world, it is impossible, beyond mind, beyond intellect, beyond senses. So how to know? Unless from the other side there is an information. In Calcutta, in Pranab Mukherjee's house, there he is there, Sri Ramakrishna now. It was between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Since Colonel Vishwanath lived in the neighborhood, the master intended to visit him before going to Keshav at Lily Cottage. From there, Ramakrishna, he has to go, he has to talk to the devotees, be there for some time. From there, he has to go to Keshav. On the way, he wants to visit Colonel Vishwanath, another devotee, an important devotee. A number of neighbors and other friends of Ramakrishna had been invited to meet Sri Ramakrishna. They were all eager to hear his words. Now the Master speaks. God and His glory. This world is His glory. People see His glory and forget everything. They do not see God, whose glory is this world. All seek to enjoy woman and gold, but there is too much of misery and worry in that. This world is like whirlpool of Vishalakshi. Once a boat gets into it, there is no hope of its rescue. Again, the world is like a thorny bush. You have hardly freed yourself from one set of thorns before you find yourself entangled in another. Once you enter a labyrinth, you find it very difficult to get out. Living in the world, a man becomes seared, as it were. So, Sri Ramakrishna is continuously speaking about the world where you are and what is the way. The ideal is placed, in this ideal is placed what man has to do and what is he doing. Kratosma in Isha Upanishad, it comes. Kratosmara, Krutagga smara, Kritam smara. Krutagga means Kritam. Kratosmara, Krutagam smara, Kritam smara. Kratosmara, Kritam smara. Krata. Krata means yajna and all. What is to be done? What you are supposed to do. Great sacrifices in your life. What you are supposed to do as human being, remember that. What you have done in your life, remember that. There is one side is the ideal, other side is your life. Where is the link? Ideal and life must be one. So Sri Ramakrishna is praising the ideal and what man is doing. He is supposed to reach God, transcend the nature and go beyond and reach God. Human life is given for that. And he is here holding on to the glory of the Lord, leaving the Lord who is the owner of this world. The glory to whom it belongs to, that being is left out, and to glory they are holding on, which is a passing event and continuously changing flux, constantly changing flux. Because of that, there is worry and suffering. If you are holding on to something which is not changing, it is all right. It is constantly changing. My body is changing. I was born a small child. I grew up to youth. Now I am entering into old age. Every moment of my after birth, including my birth and before birth, every moment of my body is changing. My mind is changing. My knowledge is changing. Everything changing, I am holding on. Where will I move? How long will I move? It is endless. So, we are holding on to something which is Sri Ramakrishna wants. You hold on to unchanging eternal reality. And with all that change, it is going to vanish. Impermanent. Not only constantly changing, but it is not going to be there. God and His glory, this universe, whole universe, all the planes of existence and all enjoyments and possessions, whatever you can think of in this world, is His glory, and people see His glory and forget everything. Forget everything means what? The ideal, the goal to be reached, the way by which I have to evolve. what is being given to me, what is the purpose of life, all this I have forgotten. They do not seek God. They are supposed to seek God alone. All things else which he can be left out. See, your own, whatever age you are now, just look into the past. How the days went off. How did your childhood go away? What is there with you now? The childhood days have gone. Youthful days are gone. Middle age or old age. But nothing of that, what I have experienced or done, it was just passing. Every day was passing. My school days, every day I used to go and come, I used to read. Every moment was passing. There is nothing. And now you see, nothing is there. It was just a passing show. Nothing, leaving nothing at me. I was just watching and it was going. I was running with it, thinking it is mine. But the childhood itself has disappeared. It was only a run and nothing. So, but people, they do not see God, whose glory this world is. All seek to enjoy woman and gold. Means all types of enjoyment comes. In the term in Bengali used is Kamini Kanchan, not woman and gold exactly. Kamini means any kind of, whatever tempts you or whatever captures you, any kind of desire. All types of desire are included in the term Kamini, and all type of possessions are included in the Kanchana. Kanchana doesn't mean only gold. It is literal translation they have tried to do in English. Lust and lucre is a better term. That also doesn't give the whatever creates in you, I must enjoy this. Suppose a play, I want to see a play, I want to go to a picnic, all come under Kamini. Any kind of desire that awakens in your heart, to have it, to enjoy it, is Kamini, including sex. Anything, any desire within is Kamini. And any kind of position, even intellectual, I want to become a Pandit, I want to know, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a doctor, all these positions, it comes under Kanchana. You are going to possess that. So it is going to, where is it used? If the same thing is used for going towards divine, it is no more Kamini Kanchana. If a desire is going to take you, I want to see a saint, I want to meet a person who has realized God, I want to read scriptures and understand the secrets given there. So all these are desires, but do not come under the Kamini Kanchana framework. All that binds you to the world and makes you enter into the world, and you are captured there, that becomes Kamini Kanchana. So all are interested in that Kamini Kanchana, which is going to bind you to the world, which is going to attract you, capture you in the prison house of the world. So enjoy woman and gold, but there is too much of misery and worry in it. Too much of misery. Why? Because whatever you hold on, thinking that it will give you joy, will not be, there won't be joy. It is a mistaken view. You are holding on to something which is not there, which is not going to give you. I want to enjoy, I capture and see it is giving me suffering. I am holding on to suffering, I am catching suffering. Why? Main thing is, it is not going to be there. This world is, Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This is the place of dukkha, where dukkha is constantly dwells. This world. Sukha is beyond this world. It is only in Chaitanya, bliss is only in Chaitanya. Even when we enjoy food or anything, it is the inner bliss, a small grain of bliss gets released. The senses and sense object, when they come together, contact, when the senses touch the sense object, sight or hearing one song, anything, when they come together, then a little joy is released from within. It is from within a small grain of joy is released. There is no joy in the object. We mistake there is joy in the object and hold on to it. It is from within. So joy is somewhere else. The object belongs to a place where there is no joy. There is no sukha. There is no ananda. Ananda is within. That's why it gives dukkha. Because you are holding on to dukkha, not sukha. Sukha is within. Dukkha is without, outside. Whatever comes under within the time and space is what is alpa, what is part is dukkha, what is whole, purna, what is beyond, what is Chaitanya is alone Ananda Swarupa. Chaitanya is always Satchidananda, and the world is always Dukkhamaya. Holding on to the world, if you expect joy, we are foolish. Wrong understanding. My intellect always has a wrong understanding. Guru again tries to correct that. There is too much of misery and worry in that. This world is like whirlpool of Vishalakshi. Vishalakshi is a river, a stream near Sri Ramakrishna's birthplace. Kamarpukur. Near Kamarpukur, a small rivulet, stream. In that, the water becomes a whirlpool. It's flowing and having a whirl, and then it flows. Anybody trying to swim there, suddenly it pulls within. Even boats, huge boats, not only human will go away, boats it will suck inside. Such a, in Kannada it's called suli, whirlpool. Because of the force of the water, it runs, circle and then flows forward. It goes, and at the bottom it is going away, at the top it is coming in. It is a constantly, the structure of the river will be like that. A stone will be, it is suppose a stream is constantly hitting a stone and getting turned, slowly in thousands and thousands of years it becomes curved. In such a way, the forceful water takes a turn, and the taking turn, because of its own weight, it goes down. And new water is coming, old water is taking 2-3 circles and going away. By that time, the object will be on the ground. The moment it enters into, that's what we see. Sri Ramakrishna says, the entering into this world, if you don't have, if you are not anchored yourself in God, if there is no support of the divine, then it is like entering somewhere some support. A word of scriptures, some word, Some small, when you are born or during your childhood, somebody has told there is something called God beyond. In case of danger, in case of problems, He is there to help you. That one word in childhood somebody had told, there is some support somewhere. That becomes the support in the whirlpool of samsara. It is like entering into the Vishakshi whirlpool. This world is like whirlpool of Vishalakshi. Once a boat gets into it, there is no hope of its rescue. Just it goes round and just gets sunk. Again, the world is like thorny bush. One who has experienced these things will know. Once in Belur Math, I used to daily go for bath to Ganga. From training center we were permitted, but we are not supposed to go any time alone. So 4 or 5 brahmacharis we used to go. There is very short time. Within 15 minutes we have to finish and run back. So we used to go and enter into water, just have bath and just one round we used to go and run away. We all knew swimming. And I knew swimming very well. Means I could take in various forms also, diving, this, that and all. Once the tide was there, I did not understand. Others were standing on the bank. I rushed, I thought I would have bath and come. I jumped inside and so I am not able to control this current of the water. Somebody shouted before I could jump in, "Hey, don't go," like that. I did not even observe the others have not entered into the river because tide is going on. It will subside within no time, maximum 45 minutes to half an hour. It comes at slightly different times. And since my coming about 2-3 months, I have never experienced this. I should just jump, take more, and I fell inside. I was not able to manage. My towel has gone away already. Nothing is there in the body. And I was struggling. Whatever I do, I could not. The force of the water, the current was. I had the understanding, my own understanding that in any case I can swim away, but I saw it is impossible. Then a fat brahmachari was there. He, with the help of an American brahmachari, they jumped inside the water and brought me out. They knew swimming outside the water. They could kick the water and get out of the water in the air and land again. That I did not know. Afterwards they taught me how to, when the current is there, if you want to go against the current, how to jump outside and come. And that is the Guru. When I am totally helpless, I have to go with the current, or if I try to avoid the current, against the current, I am gone. So current is so powerful, I cannot manage also. Then how they pushed me, they just took a jump and pushed me. Within that one kick, I was somewhere. There, one kick. I was outside the water, I came, fell. 2 times they pushed me. I was on the bank, somebody was there to hold me. And they could come jump like fishes, some fishes, dolphins and all come out of the water, like that they could come and 2-3 jumps they will come to the strong current, they come out. They are like Nitya Siddhas. And then they taught me how to push, hit the water and come out in such cases. Then I understood, oh, however clever we are in this world, there is, in spiritual world, to save ourselves from that, we need a Guru always. In spiritual world, time over, I think, no? Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.